Hey everyone, welcome back. Last episode of the season here. We got a preview for the finals. I'm with Jack and Dan. Trick this couldn't be here because he had, I think, what did he say? Gynecologist appointment, guys. So unfortunately he's not here, but kind of fortunately he isn't. But we'll go on without him. So like I said, last episode of the year, championship. Last week, two big blowouts. Alex and Jack both smashed John and Dan, respectively. I think won by a combined total of 100 points between the two games. Dan, do you have anything to defend yourself?
Yeah, team just didn't really show up. As a manager, as a coach, an owner, I made a few bad decisions, but in the end, I really wouldn't have helped out. So I'm proud of the way my team performed this year. We had a hell of a season, and we're coming for third place, and we're coming for a championship next year.
I like the enthusiasm. Jack, feelings on this upcoming week?
I'm just lucky to be here, and lucky, emphasize on the lucky.
Oh, my God.
I just want to give Dan a shout out. I hate that I had to beat him, and, a fellow board member. But I'm happy to be representing the four of us on the board in the championship. It's not looking good right now, projections-wise. This is like Rocky 2. I don't know what else. It's like Apollo versus Rocky here. Rematch. Ain't going to be no rematch. There's a rematch. Alex is going for a sweep on the year against me. Big brother, little brother. Christmas freaking day. No, Christmas Eve in the Liberatore house is going to be quite quiet in front of the TV. So we'll see how it goes.
Any Monday night, guys?
Sounds like no. Who's playing?
Still playing one.
Who's that?
There's Pittsburgh plays
And he's got
Houston.
Crabtree's going to
Philly
be playing Monday night. And I think the other game is a Colts game, right?
That's Saturday. It's a Eagles Raiders are Monday night, and Monday afternoon at Pittsburgh versus Houston.
Yeah, not really any big players from either team there. But the show goes on.
I got 12
good luck
on my team.
as a member of the board. We would like to see you beat the smug Alex. But I also don't want someone to tarnish my great dynasty record, so I'm a little torn. But we did discuss Alex already has a championship on the trophy. But we'll move on.
He's the first name on the trophy, I believe. Am I correct in that?
He does. He never possessed it. He never possessed it, but he has his name on the trophy.
Yes.
But moving on to our fun facts of the week. We're proud of our own Dick Foles for pulling the trigger on Nick Foles. And surprisingly, he isn't what brought his team down. It was the rest of the team that brought him there. But shout out to Big Swing and Dick and pulling Nick Foles on the map. Keep going. We have a rematch, as Jack said, of last year's matchup. Can Alex respond? Jack continues dominance. And Alex going for the sweep. Can he pull it off? Right now, projections show yes. This is also the first time a 6 seed makes it to the championship for Jack. Last time a wild card was there, they won the championship with a fragile Seahawks team. Or not fragile, dominant Seahawks team as a 5th seed. That was me. Thank you, guys. I did the best. But anyway, we're going to go to a preview of the week.
Call them the Schmuckhawks.
Yeah. It's more like the Schmohawks, but whatever. Well, we're going to go on. Hold on. Let me set this up real quick. So, first place matchup. We're going to preview Jack and Alex's, and then we'll go into a little technical talk after Dan and John's matchup for third place. We'll give a quick rundown of who still has to play, review of the picks, and party planning committee. Excuse me. So, Dan, right now, quarterback-wise, we got Jameis starting from Jack's team and Drew Brees. Now, Jameis is playing Carolina. Oh, I don't like that matchup. And Drew Brees is playing Atlanta.
Yeah, looking at that matchup, whoever Jack goes with, I was, searching the quarterbacks earlier today just to kind of see who his options could be if it's not for Jameis. And no matter who he goes with, I think he's going to have an advantage over Alex and over Drew Brees. Drew Brees has been a steady quarterback this year. Never had a really bad week. I don't think he scored under about 12 points. But he's also not putting up the Drew Brees numbers we all know. So I'm going to give Drew Brees a nice 15.5 points this week. And QB for Jack, whether that be Jameis or whoever, is going to score 22.
Wow. I like it. I agree. Drew Brees hasn't had to carry the load like he has in years past. It's been a lot on Mark Ingram and Kamara's shoulders. So I want to say more of the same, but every time I say that, he goes out and has a great game. Like last week, I said Michael Thomas wasn't going to do anything, and he went out and had, I think, a 20-point game. So we shall see. Moving on to the receiver matchup, you got Jack's got Julio, Brandon Cooks, and Alex has Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen, and Mike Evans. But we'll come back to Mike Evans. He's in the flex spot. It's really a battle of top receivers. As we were discussing earlier, Keenan Allen ranked 4th on the year as a receiver, while Julio was 7th. With Julio, I don't know, had maybe 2 touchdowns all year. Strictly yardage brought him to that point. But you also got Brandon Cooks playing a depleted Buffalo team defense with Brady stepping on the gas, ready to light some people on fire. And Michael Thomas in New Orleans looking for a playoff spot. They need to win this game. It's not win or go home, but it's win and lose the divisional game. Divisional round home seed. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brandon Cooks this week. Brady's at home.
Yes.
Brady's done something he has not done since 2013, and that's throw an interception in 4 straight games. 5 interceptions in the past 4 games. He's only done it 7 times in his career.
Look at these stats.
And I definitely wasn't listening to Boston Sports Radio earlier today. But anyways, I think Brady has a big game, and that leads to Cooks going over 100 and a score. As for Julio, I think you're getting a vintage Julio.
However,
as far as yardage goes, I think he's going to close in close to 200 receiving yards this week against New Orleans. He will not score a touchdown, though.
And I know, obviously, Julio's not being covered by safety, but over-the-top help, he does stretch that defense very much so.
Yeah, Lattimore will be on him for most of the game, but I'll give Julio the edge there. And Alex has Keenan Allen and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas should have a decent game again, about 80 and a touchdown. But I love Keenan Allen, but I don't think he's going to have a big week in standard leagues. I think he had 54 yards last week on 5 grabs. I think he's going to be right in that area again, probably about 7 catches for 70.
I like it. So let's move on to the running backs. 2 of the hotter running backs currently, actually 3 of the 4. You got Christian McCaffrey and Kareem Hunt for Jack versus Gurley and Gordon for Scott's Tots. Now, Scott's Tots have been riding high on Gurley and Gordon all year. Gordon gets to face a pretty respectable front 7 of the Jets, while Gurley takes on the porous Tennessee defense. McCaffrey, they get to play Tampa Bay, who has nobody left on defense, should be scoring at will, should be looking. Cam Newton should be checking down to him every single time he has the option. Kareem Hunt goes against not a crazy great Miami defense, but I think Kansas City will get ahead early and just feed him the rock. Dan?
Yeah, Todd Gurley's going to score 3 touchdowns to get to 20 on the season.
Dan, you cut out. Okay, so looks like we don't have Dan anymore. I think he was going to say 3 touchdowns for 20. It's a bold prediction, given that he has 2 weeks left. I know people like to get those records, but I could see him having 2. Not 3, though. Not yet.
There he is.
Dan, you back? Dan? I guess he's going through a little bit of a no-service area in Rhode Island. But yeah, I think McCaffrey's due for a big game. I think Kareem Hunt's due for a big game. As long as Gurley's gonna have a big game, but as long as it's a mildly good game for him, I think Jack hangs in and takes the running back spots. So we'll move on. You got Charles Clay. Wow, that was a screw up. Charles Clay on. This is just a poop matchup. Charles Clay versus Jack Doyle. Whoever can suck less. I think they both could easily either go 0 for 4 or 4 for 50. Maybe one of them squeaks out a touchdown. Doyle gets to play Baltimore. Clay gets to play New England, going up against good defenses. Not a whole lot to look forward to either there. Did we just lose Dan officially?
It sounds like he's there.
Dan, you there?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey, no worries. We've moved on.
I'm gonna do real quick on the running backs. Still, Gurley 3 touchdowns. That's not a great game, but he still gets 12 points. Kareem Hunt's gonna have another nice game, and I don't like Christian McCaffrey this week.
Do or do not?
Do not.
Okay, we'll move on. I directly disagree with you, but no big deal. C.J. Anderson versus Mike Evans. Anderson gets to play a beat-up Washington defense. Evans is away at Carolina. I know he was Jameis throwing him to him. He did have a pretty good game last week, but what do you think?
Yeah, Evans had himself a hell of a catch last week, a 42-yarder. He jumped over a Falcon defender. But, yeah, I like Mike Evans more than C.J. Anderson, but that's because I don't really like C.J. Anderson at all. He did have himself a hell of a week last week. I believe 158 yards rushing.
On 30 carries. Can he do that again?
I think they're both going to be around the 8-point mark. I don't think it's a big game for either person. It's going to be a matter of one of them will get in the end zone, and who will it be? That's the question.
I agree. Special teams players, all kind of nondescript. You got Jacksonville playing San Fran. They end Jimmy G's streak. Butt kicker against Miami. Prater, Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, Houston. I think Pittsburgh's going to score some points. The only Monday night matchup on the docket here, on this docket, besides Crabtree on the bench. But what do you think? Final prediction here.
Final prediction for the game. I think it's going to be one of the better championships we've had. Jack's going to go into Monday night sweating because he's going to be up by 14 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to score 12. Jack's going to win this one 118 to 116.
Oh, I like it. Jack, I hate to break it to you, but I disagree with my friend Dan. I think it'll be a close matchup. I think you might hold the lead into Monday night, maybe not. But Pittsburgh is going to score enough points to put Scott's Tots over the top. I got him 105.8 to 97.46. Alex over Jack. Keep in mind, I have been wrong the past 3 weeks on all of my picks, and Dan has been correct on all of them, so.
That makes me feel better.
Another fun fact for all you kids at home. So we'll move on to the third place game, another battle for 75. Each of these two teams currently has 75 through regular season points and first place finishers. So let's see who actually makes money and not just gets their money back. Jack, take a look at their lineups, and let me know if you hear anything that really sticks out for you. Dan gets Elliott back, but he loses Brown. Greg Olsen had a big week last week. McKinnon, nothing really crazy here. Whereas Scott's Tots, he does have the best. Can Jimmy Graham catch a ball anymore? What's the deal with that?
He fell off a steep cliff these past few weeks.
When John needs him the most.
Last week.
And I think he didn't even have either one catch last week and none the week before, or flip that. Like, he hasn't had any points at all recently. I think Tevin Coleman's just getting off his concussion. I don't know if he's going to be able to really do anything. Sammy Watkins and Josh Gordon are a crazy starting duo for receivers, but it is what it is. You got Big Dick Foles going in at Monday night quarterback against a terrible Oakland defense, so I think he's going to score.
Well, Nick Foles might have the advantage. It could be a big Le'Veon Bell game. First time Pittsburgh's away in a few weeks. And no AB.
I agree. It has the makings of a run game. But, okay. So what do you think?
Dan's going to win this one. Elliott's going to get like 4 carries this week. Greg Olsen looked back. This is going to be like 98.3 to 87.8.
I like that. I agree Dan's going to win, but I think Dick Foles pulls out of some of that third place magic and goes back to his great defense. Final score 82.6 Dan over 78.4 John.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be...
Thank you, gentlemen.
Do
I have more tape with Brian in my lineup?
You do. The only thing I really want to see is some good games. The last few weeks have just been all blowouts or poop fests. So, good luck. I hope both of you do well. I really don't care about Dan or John. I think both of them are good for the third place. I really just don't want to see Alex win. But, so other notes around the league, Chris beat Cole for what seems like the 8th time in a row for 5th place. Dent squeaked out a win over Mike, needed 7 points from Bryant on Monday Night Football. Got 8 with a missed field goal, big time. Mike finishes with an all-time historically bad season at 1-14. Will not be asked back to leave. Will not be asked back to the season or the league. It was good to know you, Mike. Good night and good luck. Me and Buck will be playing for the 7th place game, consolation bracket, winner. I think I've won this 3 or 4 times, so I'm pretty confident in my team. And Brendan and Joe going for 9th place. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. I'm just noticing this. So, hear me out here. Dan and John both had byes in the regular playoffs. Brendan and Joe both had byes in the regular playoffs. I got to do some research on this, but this has got to be the first time all bye weeks have lost. I'm willing to bet a significant amount of money on that. That's crazy.
What's the bet? I'm sorry, I lost you.
So everyone who had a bye list in the first week of the playoffs lost the second week of the playoffs.
Yeah. So, I don't like being a part of that stat. I'm not just another statistic.
I mean, you kind of are.
I'm a person.
But last week, last week's picks, I went 0 for 1. Jack and Dan went 1-0. Overall, Dan is 7-3. Jack 5-3. I'm 3-6. Cole is 1-3. End of the year party. We're shooting for Saturday, 12:30, which is the Saturday after Christmas, before New Year's. For those of you that are illiterate, we're looking for 3:30ish. Haven't figured out if it's a bar or at my house, or we'll figure something out. Maybe bowling. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas being thrown around the exec board meeting.
What time does Penn State play?
They play at 4:00. So 3:30, everyone starts to arrive, get some food, hand out some awards, some cash, whatever, and we get into it. Also, if you're coming, Muggsy's doing a Pollyanna, so contact him about that if you'd like. Do you guys have anything else?
Yeah, I gotta get my Pollyanna a gift.
My comes in the mail.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get something reasonably useful, but it is what it is. Like I said, everyone good luck to everyone still remaining, vying for money. It's been a great season of podcasting. We've enjoyed you listening. Good night. Good luck, everyone. Bye.